Welcome to this space, angels, to this collective message. I'm going to be doing some shuffling, just letting spirit guide the message. What is meant for this particular collective. We have the full moon coming up on April 11th. Just doing a quick shuffle. It's going to be the pink moon on April 11th, the full moon. Rebirth, renewal, balance, encouraging introspection, emotional healing, and setting intentions for new beginnings. Love that. It symbolizes the start of a new cycle, letting go of the old, as always with the full moons, addressing unresolved emotions. And also the color pink, like the rose quartz, brings up so much self-love. And actually I always feel like the collective messages intertwined somehow. And earlier today, the Instagram collective message was all about self-love, literally, like the key being self-love. So I just want to connect with this group here on the TikTok live, see exactly what messages we have for what energy we have for this group here. Yes, and the Page of Cups. You guys heard the Page of Cups, new beginnings, seeing the potential of something new, the hope in something new, and just getting in touch with that feminine side, that soft side of being able to really view your future and using foresight on what you want moving forward and what you already release. And like I keep hearing, like as I'm saying this, I'm hearing in the back, releasing like the limitation, release the expectation. Like if it were to just pop up for you, if it were to just happen for you, soak in that moment, soak in that visualization, in holding that imagination. And like I'm picking up also like when we used to play with dolls, like when you used to play with dolls when you were young and you used to have this wild imagination of like the doll house and the doll car, and like you had an imagination of what the dolls were doing, what their lives looked like, what their friends, and right, when you were like, your imagination would run wild. And I'm really picking this up with this collective and the Page of Cups. Use this full moon to visualize this new beginning, this new life, and like with the pink moon, the life, the soft life, the life that you would just adore, that you would just imagine if you were playing dolls and your life were the dolls, and like, right, like if you were observing your life as the Barbie dolls, how would that look like for you? And indulge in that. That's where you get to tap into that energy of childlike energy, because you're allowing yourself, no matter how ridiculous it might sound, no matter how far-fetched, no matter how much your ego and your subconscious wants to come up and be like, oh my god, like, you're so dumb for even thinking that, or for even imagining that that would be possible. Put all of that aside. Allow yourself to feel like that inner child. What would that feel like for you? And I feel like that's going to really shift your energy moving forward. And it's really going to, like, look at the bottom of the deck here, the Three of Wands. It's really going to shift. I feel like this is really a part of this. It's going to completely shift your outlook on life, and it's going to make you really see that a lot of it is not even as unattainable as you might believe. You just didn't really give it the attention or the focus, the energy needed behind it. And I just looked up. Normally when I do these collective readings, I try not to look. That's why I turn off the comments, because it can get distracting. But I just looked up at the screen and I see 13, like 13 likes, 1 and 3. 1 being the beginning of the number series, taking the leadership, having that new beginning, stepping into all the new possibilities, and also having that like magical touch of realizing that potential that's there waiting for you to decide what to do with it. And then 3, creation, knowing that you're the one that holds the wand. You're the one that holds the power to create that visualization for yourself, to create that path. And those paths will open up when you give it the attention and the focus. The way starts to be made. Like, even speaking from myself, like, I look at things that was, how it was years ago, and I'm like, I never would have thought it would be here now, right? But it takes that, like we said, like tapping into that childlike joy, seeing, because that's what's going to start unlocking. That's what's going to start unlocking downloads. That's what's going to start unlocking just you seeing things in a way that you never did before. I just want to do a quick shuffle here, and I want to also pull just shuffle things around. And as I'm shuffling, I see like all the pages. Yes. I just want to like go back to that beginning message of the pink moon, and looking at your life with the possibilities of, like, if your life was the dolls and the dollhouse, how would it look? And that's the beginning of tapping into your energy, your potential, things that are going to lead you to great outcomes. Really believing in that hope and your potential and what you want for yourself. Like, the most, like, not saying this is you or anything, but I'm like, the most miserable people are the ones that don't dream, that don't imagine, at least don't even, that they don't even try, that they don't even take that risk. So look at it in that way now of with this new moon, use this new moon. It's a very powerful energy. Look at this message that came up here. Stagnant waters. I'm going to bring here the message. Perhaps it's the movement of water that contains the intelligent flow of energy that makes life possible, the life force that animates all living things. When water stops flowing, it can become stagnant. This lack of flow can cause a buildup and lead to pollution. Perhaps we are like that too. Perhaps we need flow just as much as the waters of the world. This card brings with it a call for flow, movement, and change. How can you begin to flow a little more with life's changes? Where in your life do you feel stuck? What has become stagnant or lacking of vitality, ease, and flow? How are you being called to re-inject more movement into your life? Sometimes when we go through life, our energy can become stuck. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, romantically, and yet life is always there to support our return to flow, to movement. This is a wonderful card to receive, as it comes with a magnificent opportunity for shifting energy and embracing change and new possibilities. Perhaps you've become complacent or just feel stuck. Maybe you've been avoiding something deep down, and this is causing the waters within you to stagnate. Perhaps the intelligence of the water is inviting you to call upon the intelligence within you, to find the courage to embrace a new way of flowing with life. What feels stuck or stagnant in your life? What shifts are you being called to make? I love that. Yes. When you start to visualize that potential for yourself, when you start to realize and imagine and dream, like we said in the beginning, like if you were the one playing the dolls, and when you start to have that vision and that dream, that's what starts to open up the flow, the vision, the foresight. It starts to create downloads. You start to feel more connected to your path because you're more conscious of it. You're choosing. What does your vision look like? Create it. Be inspired by it. Because when we kind of don't give it that attention and that focus it needs, that's when it can feel stuck. So we just have to tap back into it, bring joy back into it, reignite it. What is it calling us to do? What is it calling us to create? Coming back with that connection and being open, and as I kept shuffling too, I'm getting so much like inner child, using a more playful approach, but also realizing like I get to choose my life, and it doesn't have to feel stagnant. It really just takes you looking at it from a different lens, from a more childlike lens, from a more playful lens, removing all the, again, this like stagnancy, this block, because a lot of those things are just illusions. And when we feel that way, it just takes us putting back that energy into it, allowing it to tell us. There are new creative avenues coming up. I was getting that a lot with this collective message earlier too, like doing things that maybe, trying new things that maybe are keeping you stagnant because you're afraid of how it might turn out. But if your intuition keeps telling you, if your inner child loves it and feels joyful, that's what's going to get you out of this stagnancy, and that's what's actually going to also create those opportunities. Because that's you just being yourself, that's you being in touch with your joy, and that's the highest frequency that there is. Let's go ahead and pull an angel number. I had also said like 1 and 3. Here we go. 11. Enlightenment. You are walking a path towards enlightenment where you will reach a state of being that transcends the physical realm. As you embark on a journey within, you touch the divine essence of your existence, discovering the realization of your true nature and the truth beyond the veil of illusions and ignorance. Yes, I had said that about the illusions. Like, it's only in the illusion that you can't, or that you are stuck, or that you can't experience that life that your inner child or that your inner self wants to fully see. But know that it's not far away. I'm also realizing it's like each enlightenment, you're getting closer. Each time you open yourself to that inner child joy, you're unclogging the stagnant water. The flow is coming through. Each time you allow yourself and you overcome the shadow and see that potential for yourself, even just acknowledging that that life is there for you, is when you open up to the enlightenment. What a beautiful message that has come together. I want to go ahead and pull just one more oracle card for this group. A situation magically improves. You overcome an obstacle. Tensions dissipate. A situation gradually improves. Literally, my friend, miracles happen. Oh, yes. Every time you overcome that, and every time you look towards what's possible and you open up that vision and pour focus and energy into it, that dissipates the tensions between you and your potential life and your potential desires. Every time that you overcome that and you remove that shadow and see it from a place of hope and possibilities, that's removing the stagnant waters, getting closer to enlightenment, your situation gradually improving. And I just saw 333 as I looked up. As you create, your miracles are not by accident. Everything happens in divine time, and it's divinely curated. Know that the potential that you have, the potential of the life that you desire, that you seek within, Spirit wants you to focus on it, to give it attention, to entertain it, and to give it life. Because what you pour energy into is what you give life into. And know that each time you do that, that's a call. That's you shifting the energy. That's you flowing. That's you being in alignment. And that is recognized. Like this card said right here, as you embark on that journey and the truth beyond the veil, the illusions, and ignorance. That is how you transcend your state of being. And each time you do that, you're opening yourself up to miracles, to your potential, and to the energy field that's there waiting for you. I'm sending you this message with a lot of light and love and so much gratitude if you tuned in. Thank you. I will see you on the next one, angels.